one chat at a time.
Hi guys, and welcome to episode 7 of Keeping the Arts Alive, one chat at a time. Today we're chatting with the actor GABY French, talking all things Broadway, TV and film. So you are in for a real treat of a chat today. If you like what you hear, please like, comment and share with your friends and family. Enjoy! Hi GABY!
Hi!
Hi girls, how are you?
Good, thank you. We're very pleased to have you with us today. So we're going to start with, how are you? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, this lockdown's been a bit mad, isn't it, for everyone, isn't it? I think just the dark nights, the cold, just getting to everyone this third one, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the spring, the summer, the barbecues, everything.
Oh God, I think everyone's clinging on to June 21st now, aren't they?
How did you get into acting?
So I was actually quite late to it in terms of, you know, I didn't want to, I wasn't like 2 and wanted to do it. I was really sporty when I was younger, so all my weekends were like taken up playing football, rugby.
Yeah.
And then, so I didn't really kind of have time for drama. I don't think my mum and dad really thought to like send me to an acting class. I mean, I did the odd like karaoke when I was younger, you know, apparently like when I was about 7, I went on holiday in Spain and I was just belting out Will Young Evergreen, but to the floor, like, you know, like you see these 7-year-olds now really creative, really, you know, got all of their dance routines lined up. Apparently I was just like to the floor. Who does that? So then drama came about, and then I was doing musicals in school. I still hadn't joined like an Amdram group or anything outside of school. I think I joined that when I was about 17, 18.
That's quite late, isn't it, actually?
Yeah, I think it was just because I was so, like, all my family are massively kind of sports mad, and I was just playing sport, and even to 17, 18, I was playing rugby like 3 times a week. But I knew I wanted to do drama from kind of like GCSE, and then couldn't imagine doing anything else. And then I took my gap year, worked 3 jobs to kind of save to be able to go to drama school. I was, what did I do? I was on the burger stand at Cardiff City, got sacked. I forgot to put the burgers on.
Oh no!
I had 1 job. I had 1 job. Yeah, I forgot to put the burgers on at half time. The manager's like, sorry, they're waiting. I was like, oh, a nightmare. So then, yeah, saved and then moved to London at 19.
So you went to drama school, but after drama school, what was your first professional gig?
Yeah, it was, well, I was really lucky actually. I left my 3rd year early to do a show at the Hampstead Theatre, a play called Scarlet, and it meant that I didn't have to do my showcase either. I know that's really stressful for you know, 3rd year, so I'm just really grateful that I had the opportunity, that I didn't have to be able to do that.
Is that because you've already been signed to an agent?
No, it was because I think rehearsals were overlapping with showcase. But I picked up my agent then through the play. I just invited agents, and yeah, and it was just a really great showcase for me to be able to invite people to myself. So I was really lucky in that sense. Yeah.
That's so good to have that pressure taken off. I mean,
Yeah, definitely, and it's really interesting, your first job. I think, so, you know, you suddenly in a room with people who've been doing it a long time, and you just learn so much. I feel like I learn a lot on every job that I've been lucky to do, but I feel like that first job especially, suddenly you've gone from acting, you know, with people your age, and we've all been in the same boat for 3 years, and then you're chucked into something. And I just learned so much. And we did that at the Hampstead Theatre, and then we went up to North Wales to Theatre Clwyd for 3 weeks, which was amazing.
Perfect for you there, London and Wales, a little link there.
Yeah, exactly, how special, my first job to be in London and Wales.
Exactly. So just talking about your first job, were there any classic bloopers?
Yes, as in, I mean, I'm the worst sculptor in the world. I think some people, I've really learned that over the last few years. Some people can really, when it matters, pull it together. I shouldn't be saying this, I should be very professional, but I basically, went, I mean, the set had been in the same place for 4 weeks, and I face planted the floor because I flew over a rock.
No.
And it was doing a really emotional scene, and I had a few lines left. And by this time, you know, we really bond as a cast. So Beth, who's one of my really good mates now, we're doing this scene, and I just thought, if I look at her, I know I'm going to go. I'd gone actually because the audience had laughed, and in this really emotional scene, they were like laughing. And I thought, oh shit, yeah, gone. So instead of staying on and trying to deliver the lines, I had to leave the stage.
No.
Yeah, I had to leave the stage. I mean, to be fair, I wasn't halfway through the scene. I was close to the end, but it's because I just knew that it would do more harm than good if I stayed on that stage.
Let's move on to Military Wives, the 2019 film. How did that come about?
And my agent was brilliant because, you know, I was sending her tapes and she was like, let's go again. Let's get until we get it right. So we were going back and forth for quite a while. And then, so that was round one. And then because my character was like this singer of the group, then round two, the stage two was in the room. Round two, X Factor. Yeah, and then the next one was in the room with the casting director and the director then, and just going through the script. And then, yeah, and then we started shooting in the October, and then for about 6 or 7 weeks, yeah, it was the best experience of my life. It was amazing.
Yeah, so your character, Jess, and the storyline goes that she's a beautiful singer and no one knew within the group. So she was chosen to be the soloist at the end of the film that performs at the Royal Albert Hall. How was that experience for you? I know you've mentioned that you did have some training in singing when you were younger, but how was that experience for you?
It's interesting with singing in it because I think it bonds you from the off. When you're having to sing in a group, we suddenly, you know, we didn't know each other. And then the first day we'd all met each other, but like, apart from the read through, we suddenly were in rehearsals and we all had to sing in front of each other. It was like the main cast. And I think it just bonds you from the off because you're suddenly all looking around thinking like, oh God, I'm just quite nerve-wracking.
Yeah, definitely.
But you're all in the same position. You're all in the same boat. And then it was just so special to film because like that song at the end, which was written for us, like by Guy Chambers and Robbie Williams, we was like, God, and Guy Chambers had come into the second day we were rehearsing like the full choir, and the director was like, okay, Guy Chambers is coming in this afternoon, and I was like, oh God, okay.
It's such an emotional subject matter. I mean, obviously based on real life events. So did you actually get to meet any of the military wives?
We didn't get to meet him, but I mean, the girls did at the premiere last year. A few military wives choirs were at the premiere and sang at the premiere. But I mean, we, like you say, because it's a true story, you kind of had this sense of responsibility. You just want to do it justice, and you want to portray their story in a way that they see as the truth, you know.
I mean, it was such an amazing, inspirational film with mainly a female cast. You must have had and made so many friendships. What would you say was your favourite memory whilst on set?
Yeah, as you say, working with a group of women was just amazing. And we were all like all different ages, and we all just really clicked and really bonded. And because it was a 6-week shoot, we were all in like all day, every day. I felt like bereft when it finished. I was like, wow, you just feel like you're with these girls every day, and then suddenly it's like, okay, we're done. So, oh God. But yeah, I mean, we really all got along really well, and we're all in each other's trailers every day. And like the assistant directors, were like, come on, it was in whose trailer now? And they were like, oh, sorry. And then we had a few Prosecco Fridays. We get to the end of the week and just go to someone's trailer and have a few Proseccos. So just moments like that, which were just gorgeous because we were able to celebrate them all together. There wasn't one day where one of us wasn't in. So that was really special because we were just in constantly, and you shared all those moments with each other. You create so many brilliant friendships, and I've been really lucky that a lot of them are my really close friends now.
Talking of special women, let's talk about Michaela Coel. I mean, working with her must have been an absolute dream. What an inspirational lady. So how was that experience on I May Destroy You for you?
Yeah, no, it really was. I mean, she's so amazing, Michaela. She's got this energy where you're totally drawn to her as a person, and I think that just totally translates in her writing and her acting. On screen, you're totally with her and engaged with her. But she's the detail that she created for these episodes, and how she'd created this thing which was having an effect on so many people. I was, and not as a cast member, it's just as a member of the public, just watching, just thinking how incredible this woman is. But of course, there was a few subjects in it which are sensitive, and it triggered a lot of a lot of emotions in people.
Incredible. I mean, working with subject matters that are that delicate as well, you've got to be so on it and portray them as truthfully and honestly as possible. So in that process, was Michaela really hands-on, especially as a director?
Yes, she was. I mean, our episode, the flashback episode with the kids, was one of the only ones she wasn't really leading. So it just meant that she could be more involved, I suppose, in the creative aspect of it. So there was a sex scene in I had a sex scene in my episode, which I actually watched with my parents in lockdown at 8:45 in the morning. Yeah, it's bloody lockdown. I didn't even get a chance to get out the house to try. I'd been on my one walk a day. I could be out the room. So my mum, they were like trying not to make it. They were like, "So it's fine, actually. It's actually fine throughout the whole bit. It's actually fine, honestly. It's fine." Yes. So Michaela and Sam, who co-directed, it was brilliant. It was just like Sam is he just completely channeled Michaela's vision, and he was phenomenal. I loved working with him. We sat, me and Josiah, who played the boy who was in the sex scene. I don't know how to say that. We had a day with Sam and Michaela where we talked through. And Ita O'Brien, who's a brilliant intimacy coordinator, and that's only actually come about the last few years, where for sex scenes and like normal people. I know she did normal people as well. It's so important, because she was talking. She just said before people would just kind of pass it off, and it was just a sex scene. But she said it's got to be choreography, and that definitely made me feel a lot more comfortable doing it, because suddenly you've got something in your head to work with,
and you're prepared as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's that, and I think it was brilliant because it was a month before we shot it. It wasn't 3 days before.
Wow.
And it's like Sam and Michaela would go off, and me, Ita and Josiah would work through, say, the first unit or first few lines, and then Sam and Michaela would come back in and we'd show them, and it was just a really safe space, and I think that's the most important thing on that set with subjects like that they could have done, was create that safe space.
So let's move on to something completely different from what we've just been talking about. Enola Holmes, the Netflix film starring Millie Bobby Brown, Helena Bonham Carter, and so many more. What was that experience like for you?
I just did a few days on that, and it was a great experience. My scenes were with Fiona Shaw and Millie Bobby Brown, who I'm obsessed with Stranger Things, and Fiona Shaw I love.
They're incredible, aren't they?
Yeah, both of them. It's really interesting. It's quite surreal, actually. When I say obsessed with Stranger Things, like I've watched it 3 times, and I just remember thinking, God, this girl's about 10 years younger than me, yet I'm still really just in awe of her. I was like, I remember like not being able to look, and she was like, "Hi, nice to meet you." I was like, "Nice to meet you." Just can't get that eye contact. And then even Fiona Shaw, like it's weird when you meet people that you've watched, for so long, and how generous they are as well.
Insane. What a cast. But we're going to move on again to some stage. So Hangmen. Now, I know you were in the first run of this in Broadway a few years ago, and it was supposed to come back, but unfortunately, due to COVID-19, was cancelled. So tell us about that experience. What was that like for you in the first run?
Yeah, it was brilliant. I mean, that was 3 years or so ago now, and it was off Broadway, and I'd graduated in the July, and I found out I got the job in the August, and it was just a dream. It was just, I never would have even dreamed of that. So I lived in like Manhattan for 4 months. I mean, even saying that now, I'm like, God, I absolutely had the time of my life out there. And it's really brilliant, because when you're away from home, you bond with people even more so than you do. I mean, you always bond with people, on jobs, and you create great friendships, but especially over there when you haven't got your friends or your family, you end up your meals and you go for drinks, and your weekends are with the cast. so yeah, again, I just learned so much from that job, and I just used to. We didn't have to stay in the room when it wasn't our scene, and I was just like, I would need to stay here because I was just watching these scenes like as an audience, being like, and then I was oh shit, it's me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the best experience, and it was a really intimate theatre. It was kind of like 250 odd. So you heard everything, and I mean, even like I did one scene, and I had to get like be a bit emotional, and one of them all the way in the front row, they're just like not even a meter from you. And I just heard this man go, "She's not really crying." I was like, I am. Excuse me. Tanzania, rumble me, what's in here? No, but do you know what? I don't know to sound wanky. I was crying, but then I was like, but then in my head I was like, concentrate on the bloody lines. But this man's like that. But it's just that intimacy. But I loved it. I mean, don't get me. It was the only comment I heard, to be fair. But you just hear everything. Like you hear, it's brilliant when you're in a theatre like that. So then we went from there to Broadway last year, which happened like a year and a half later, and it was a 900 seater, and it was suddenly like a different world, and just everything had to just be a little bit more like up and out, but I absolutely loved them both just as much. That intimacy the first time round, and then just playing out that second time round and having more response.
So what's next for you? Obviously we're in the middle of a lockdown, but what have you got lined up?
I've got a few days on an IT, like a 6-part ITV drama. So yeah, so I've got a few days left on that, and then who knows? Yeah. Who knows?
So before you go, we've got a little question that we're asking every guest that we have on. So we want to know your desert island favourite album that you'd take, your favourite film you'd take, and your favourite dish, which could be a bit tricky for you. But actually, no, I think I know what yours could be, Gabby. I think I've got an idea.
You do. I think you do. You've got it. So my film would be Bridesmaids.
Absolutely.
Oh, best film.
Classic.
Yeah. Classic, innit? Did you say what song? Did you say what song?
Album.
What album? Oh God, probably Fleetwood Mac.
Ooh,
nice.
I think. Yeah. And my dish would absolutely be a roast dinner.
Oh, 100%.
Of course it would be. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Any day of the week, give me a roast.
I'm with you.
Look, thanks, Gabby, for coming on. We've had a really lovely time chatting to you.
Thank you so much. That went so quick.
It's been really, really amazing to hear everything you've been up to, and we are so excited, especially for the ITV drama, because we love a drama, but to see what happens in the future for you. So thank you for coming on again.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.